We have a sand pit at our training facility. There's bang bags, and it's like, hey man, if you want to settle it up, just go get in the pit.
I had a disagreement with Stanley last week. I said, Stanley, you go out in the mud, I'll be right there. You strip down totally butt naked. He got naked like I told him to do. I wrapped my naked body around his, and I suffocated him to death.
I'm in a goofy mood today, so I figured I'd bring you the highlights from the interview of Brian Harpole from Gary of Paramount Tactical.
We have to be just as suspicious of all these other sources of information. And when you're constantly getting from that source of information, they're proven wrong, and or they jump from one thing to another. Like, you know, some different social media outlets out there have pushed.
Dude is saying that all the YouTubers online, like Candace Owens and Baron Coleman and other people who are talking about this case have been proven wrong. And that's just not true. They haven't been proven wrong. Nothing's been proven yet. Tyler Robinson hasn't been convicted. Nothing's been proven. So I don't know why he's saying it's been proven wrong. It's been proven wrong. Nothing's been proven, Gary. What have you proven?
I agree. And so here's my question to the big platforms, the leaders, the owners of the big platforms. It's like, you know this is going on.
Yeah.
And then you're complicit in it. And you're complicit in it to the fact that you know where it comes from. And you just let it.
Yeah.
And so.
Uh-oh, it sounds like Brian Harpole maybe wants to shut down a little freedom of speech out here.
What? Oh, YouTube's gonna let people just like come up with theories about what happened to Charlie Kirk? That's nonsense. We know what happened to him because I said it did.
And why are you letting it? Well, obviously money. They're monetizing that stuff, you know. And so at what point does somebody step in and go, hey, you can't do this?
It's okay for us to editorialize and to, you know, say what we think is going on, but we need to make sure that that is very clear when we do that and separate fact from speculation. And it's like, hey, here's the facts, here's how I interpret them, just so you know, this is how I do this. And, you know, I'm a great example of this. Like, when I first saw Charlie was shot, I genuinely thought that he had some sort of ballistic plate. What I saw was that, you know, it looked like he was shot in the chest, and we had a deflection.
So let me get this straight. Gary from Paramount Tactical, the guy who's like, woo, I got guns on YouTube, thinks that Charlie got shot in the chest and it bounced up into his neck. He's got a neck of steel and a chest of glory. What?
And, you know, the First Amendment, like the Second Amendment, is a right of ours, and it's a tool that can be used for good or it can be used for harm. And as Americans, like, you know, we just need to hold ourselves to a higher standard.
I think that's going to be hard because, I mean, we as Americans can't even regulate what we put in our mouths, much less what comes out of it.
You're not wrong.
And so, I mean, we look at us when we walk around. You want to get a judgment, not a judgment, but a full view of what we are as Americans. Walk around an airport and realize how people struggle just to walk,
yeah,
and to see their body makeup and how many people that of age should be just trucking along. And so,
people are fat, so why should we trust them to speak? Why should we give them the First Amendment when they're too fat for it?
And unfortunately, I think this is just going to be another phase where we see these people out there trying to say that they're looking for the truth while they're pushing lies. And it's short-sighted, you know, and it's a shame because there's some people out there in the media that I've respected for a really long time that I think I don't know, they've took a hard left turn somewhere that they shouldn't have. And I think they may be experiencing some short-term money, fame, popularity. I think when everything comes out, you know, they're going to wish they'd kind of done things with a little bit more of a guided by a moral compass.
You see that now, though, and it's funny. Somebody will prove them wrong, like you,
yeah,
and it literally is like, anyway.
Yep.
That's their response, anyway.
It's cognitive dissonance. Yep.
Hold on. Can somebody tell me what Gary has proven wrong regarding Charlie Kirk? A theory? Like, what has he proven wrong? Has he proven Candace wrong? Baron Coleman? Any of the big creators talking about Ian Carroll? Any of these big guys talking about the real theories of what might have happened? I'm unaware of Gary proving anybody wrong. What did you prove wrong, Gary? Make a video about it. All the things, here's the next title of your video, Gary. All the things I proved wrong about the Charlie Kirk conspiracies. Here's what I found out. It's me, Gary. I proved it all wrong.
And so for the people out there that are just shotgunning stuff against the wall, it's wrong, but I understand the catalyst for it.
The American people are thirsty for information. They're thirsty, and they're craving oversight on the government. And that's why, in that desperation, they'll fill their cup with just about anything. And I think that's
and that's a human condition.
It is.
It's so, again, no blame. Those people out there, they're in the media doing it. I understand the catalyst that you think you're serving, but don't be part of the problem, be part of the solution.
100%. Couldn't agree more. One of the main reasons that, after we talked, one of the main things that
That was real deep, Brian. Thank you for that.
These people that are out there casting that stuff, that are chattering and spewing
Thinking
the lies,
critically.
I said, forgive them, Father. And so I was like, oof.
Forgive these
So that's
critical
me now.
thinkers,
I'm
Father,
like,
in the name of Jesus.
forgive them, Father. They don't know what they do. Now, that we're not laydowns.
Yeah.
That's why we're in this industry.
Yeah.
That's why we.
That's why you got
That's
these
why you join.
guns behind you on your
Well,
wall.
I think it's also like, this is what Charlie did. When lies were being told, he got out there and forcefully and courageously told the truth. And yeah, we're going to get hit on this. You're going to get hit. People are going to take even this interview and twist it around. I've already seen what a great interview you did with Sean. And I've already seen people taking snippets of that and completely twisting that around. But I think
Is that what I'm doing? I'm just twisting it around. I think I give a pretty fair and balanced assessment of what Brian Harpole says in that interview and Sean Ryan's reaction. I think pretty critically about that. Gary, thank you very much. Go on.
our obligation as Americans, as Christians, as just trying to be good men, is get out there and tell the truth. And even when the truth's unpopular, even when the truth is detrimental to your mental, physical, whatever else, and that's what Charlie did. He knew the risks, and we'll definitely get into some of that
We're
stuff.
commanded to stand up and stand firm.
Absolutely.
But every year, the amount of people willing to do that gets smaller and smaller.
They're trying to shut truth down. The moment that you get out there and you're like, hey, look, this is the evidence, this is the logical assessment of this, it goes to personal character assassination, you're a Fed, you're paid by Israel.
Hey, man, here's the problem with what you just said. It's not logical. The thing you think is logical, Charlie was shot in the neck with a 30-06, or it deflected off his iron lung into his iron neck, and he stopped the bullet because he's just an American hero. That's not logical. That's not logical, Gary. That's not logical. So then we say, what are we not being told? Why does the FBI have this narrative that doesn't make sense to anybody? Tyler Robinson was on the roof changing clothes. He was changing on the roof. He was going to get away with an assassination attempt by changing his clothes on the roof. He changed his clothes on the way there, and then he changed on the roof, but then he changed back. It's like, what? What? Gary. Come on, Gary. Let's go, Gary. I know you can think critically, bro. Let's go. Let's see it. Just a little bit. Come on.
They want to shut you down. And, whether I know for me, I know for you, and men like us, it's not going to work. Matter of fact, all I do is use that for fuel. That means that I'm telling the truth. If you want to shut me up.
I don't want to shut you up. You're the one saying that everything that everybody else says is wrong, and you've proven it wrong somehow, which you haven't. You haven't proven anything wrong. You haven't proven Candace wrong. You haven't proven Baron Coleman wrong. You haven't proven Ian Carroll wrong. And countless others. You haven't. You haven't done it. You haven't done it. Yeah, I want to shut you up. Some guy I never even heard of before all this. Oh, yeah, I have a personal vendetta against Gary, who I don't know. Never met. Personal vendetta against a guy I never ever heard of before the Charlie Kirk thing. Right. That's logical, Gary. You're thinking real logical, Gary. These are logical thoughts you're having, Gary. Keep telling yourself that.
That's the other thing that's really disappointing. There are definitely many people on, look, I'm extremely conservative. I believe in the Constitution. I don't even want to, there's some elements of the conservative party or movement that I don't associate with. There's elements of the Republican Party I don't really, I'm all about this country and the Constitution. And, unfortunately, something like the assassination of Charlie, dying for his right to speak his mind and exchange ideas peacefully, somehow, instead of that being a come-together moment, it has been exploited to be something that's more fracturing than ever before.
That's purposeful, though.
Oh, I am very aware of that, yeah.
That is purposeful.
It is.
And, I mean, the Chinese philosophy is a death by 1,000 cuts. And that they know that.
Yeah.
We know that. Our military's practiced that since Vietnam and World War II. We all know that.
Yeah.
It's just the level that they're doing it makes ours look like child's play.
Yeah.
And so that's fine if they want to do it from over there. They're doing it here.
Yeah.
And that's something that's known. And it's like, hey, if our government knows that, why aren't they attacking it like they are the drug boats coming across, the Pacific?
Well, the Chinese have an agenda.
Why aren't they attacking the freedom of speech?
And obviously, lots of other foreign adversaries have
Our
an
government
agenda.
needs to
And
shut it
even
down.
Political elements and ideological elements, and even elements within our government that clearly have no oversight, have an agenda. And I think
And they're a part of it. Don't just.
Yeah.
They're a part of it.
Yeah. And I just don't. I think part of this is just sitting back and seeing what damage can be done.
All right, guys. Now we get into the part of the interview where Gary starts saying, "Yeah." I'm just kidding. That's not loaded, by the way, just so everybody knows. I take gun safety very seriously. But we are going to get into the part of the interview where Gary starts asking Brian about just some security stuff and the training that Brian's Harpole's team gets and all that.
We have this big sign underneath the awning at one of the lower ranges at our range, and it says "good enough," and it says comma isn't.
Brian, hats off to you, sir, for thinking so deep.
And so good enough isn't. And so to get in there and know that effort has to be put in. And the way we talk about it is nobody, and this is why we train so hard. I mean, our training is, it's not uncommon. Guys get broken. We've had guys physically tear the muscles off of their bones from putting out individual effort. Not during the DT section, like trying so hard, they pop it off their bones.
Wow, that sounds unlikely. Their bones are popping out of their bodies left and right. Woo! What kind of training are you guys doing? This sounds like y'all don't know how to work out properly.
That's how much effort they put out, because that's how much effort is expected in training. And the reason for that is nobody's ever said, there I am in a fight for my life, putting out a half-ass effort.
Right.
And so why would we put out that effort when we're trying to push ourselves to be the best we can be? And then guys that come, we've had guys that come in and they want to be part of the team, and then they see what they have to do to get the approval for it. And they're like, nah, I'm good, man.
Right.
I'm good. I've done that already.
You're intentionally recruiting and creating an environment of high performers.
High performers. And what's funny, most of the people that come in, that get vouched in, they are high performers. For some of them, it's just another day at the office. Yeah. And we create that culture. And
It's just the culture we create, guys. Just a lot of hard men doing hard things. Yeehaw. It's me, Brian Harpole. Woohoo!
And there's competitiveness. You came from that world.
Yeah.
I don't care if we're sitting down. It's a competition. And then we're going to give each other a hard time, to the point of we do these training iterations all the time. And if it's like, hey, if you finish last place, everybody else has to carry you to the next iteration, physically carry you. And so you let that team down. You let us down by being last place, so you're going to be carried to the next one. That way we're showing, man, I don't want to lay there. I don't want to be the one being carried.
There's consequences
to everything.
Yep.
if you're the last one to complete the mud pit wrestling, we're gonna humiliate you.
How do they, like, over the shoulder? Do they cradle them in their arms? Like, what are we even talking about? That sounds like a reward. Like, I would love to get carried to the next part of the training so I can give my legs a rest. Like, what are you talking about?
Something that's missing from this world. Everybody gets a trophy. There's no consequences, and
We give out a trophy. We do internal competitions all the time in our group.
We do give out a trophy. It's called Biggest Loser. It's the biggest sack of shit in here gets the trophy.
And we gave out a trophy one year for the last place guy that said didn't shoot himself but should have. That's how business-like we are.
right.
That sounds very businesslike. Sounds super professional, bro. Yeah, okay. Getting a little peek into Brian Harpole's world now, aren't we?
And then we also have a coin that we give out at whoever finishes first every year. And if you lose it, you have to pass it to the next guy. And on the coin, it says Memento Mori. It says, you may be first place, but remember, you are mortal. And we do that too.
You may be first place, but you're still a piece of shit. Love Brian Harpole and the whole family here.
But I think that's what keeps you driving forward. And even if you can beat everybody on the team, you're now competing against yourself. What can I do better?
I've studied that a lot, as far as, because I literally,
I've studied everything there is to study.
and it's kind of a progression of growing old. I mean, I feel like a hypocrite now because I'm out there expecting those guys to do things that I can no longer do.
Sure.
It drives me.
Yeah.
It crushes me. And I remember seeing that in my dad. Like, man, my dad was an absolute phenomenal police officer, renowned as a state trooper. But I saw it in his face, like,
Ira, son, I wrote 1,000 tickets today. Nobody's ever written so many traffic tickets. I've written the most traffic tickets today. You're looking at a real man, son. And I hope that one day you'll be a real man. And you'll get out there on your bicycle patrol unit that you were in, that I know about now, even though you're a young boy. I see you in that bicycle patrol unit someday, and you're gonna write that ticket, boy. You're gonna arrest that man standing on the corner for jaywalking. You're gonna have one foot on the pedal and one hand pressed to paper, writing that man a ticket because he crossed the street. I mean, he looked both ways, but still dangerous if you don't do it in a crosswalk. That's what I hope for you, Brian.
you don't want people, when you get older, to see you as being less dangerous.
Right.
And so it crushes me that
Yeah.
I'm sitting there. I feel like a hypocrite when I'm telling these guys, push it harder. And every year I finish lower and lower and lower down the pack. I'm still out there.
Right.
But, and so I feel horrible about that. But at the same time,
I think that's the natural role of a mentor.
I feel horrible about it. That's why I give him a trophy that says you're still a piece of shit.
I have some guys that do medical that are so phenomenal. I'm like, man, why are you not an ER doc?
Right.
And then I have guys that can shoot that. It's like, man, on my best years, days, months, weeks, minutes of shooting, I never was as good as you, and never will be.
Yeah.
And we have guys that I could sit there and drink 15 cups of coffee and have Eye of the Tiger blast in and get on the match with them, and they're going to tap me in the first 30 seconds.
Yeah.
And so I get that, and what we train, we still all train to that, and we all have that humility, and so our team breeds that, and our guys breed that, but at the same time,
My guys and I, we're breeding all the time. We're breeding. We don't see our families very much, but we're breeding with each other.
Have we have spiffs? Oh, of course.
Yeah.
We're a family.
Sure.
And so our families have spiffs, but it's like, hey, we have a sand pit at our training facility. There's bang bags, and it's like, hey, man, if you want to settle it up, just go get in the pit.
Yeah.
We got a mud pit out back. This guy Snakes, he doesn't have any legs. He sits there in a lawn chair with a garden hose and fills up the mud. And if we have a disagreement, I had a disagreement with Stanley last week. I said, Stanley, you go out in the mud, I'll be right there. You strip down totally butt naked. He got naked like I told him to do, because that's what we do. We're breeding. I already said it once. And we got out there and we wrestled in the mud. And you know what? Stanley's dead. That's right, I killed Stanley. I wrapped my naked body around his, and I suffocated him to death.
There needs to be more of that. So, you were with Charlie about 7.5, 8 years, somewhere in there. How many of these types of things?
Okay, I think I got to get going for today, guys. I got other things to do today, but I will make a part 2 of the Brian Harpole roast. I think that's what this is going to be, the roast of Brian Harpole. So if you like it, like, subscribe, comment, all that stuff, share it with somebody. I send it to Brian. He might like it, you know? I mean, his wife is going to probably pre-screen it or whatever just to make sure it's okay and he can handle it, but which is weird considering how tough he is, but I don't know. You know, send it to him. He might get a kick out of it. Brian, if you're watching, love you, bro. My bad. It's just a little humor, bro. It's just a little First Amendment humor, bro. Yeah. Till next time, guys. Later.